Who are this in? Fuck you. Harry the hungry hippo is happily eating ham in his house. Leave it all in. Just leave it all in. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Whatever We Want podcast. I am, of course, one of the hosts of the show. I go by the name of Jazz, or you can call me Superjaz.
Superjaz.
As nature intended. SJ, JT, whatever you want, what have you, and the like. And of course, I am joined by the other host of the show.
Oh, you guys know who it is, what's going on, when it's happening, where it's at, and why we're here today. How you doing? It is I, the sublimely magnificent big ugly himself, Omari Ellis, Feo Grande on YouTube, sometimes referred to as Pete on this show, Jazz's favorite line in all of cinema.
Because you tried to
I'm
not
here as
say
well.
it.
Because it's long.
I mean, but I don't know. It's show intro. Oh, the show itself isn't unnecessarily long. Anyway, yes, everybody. Like I said, this is the Whatever We Want podcast, and we're already kind of doing. But yes, as I always say, we do just that. We talk about whatever we want. We don't lead this conversation. This conversation leads us, and we let these chips fall where they may.
Every Wednesday.
We let these chips fall where they
want.
Let these chips fall with a mappy holiday.
Happy holidays. And happy holidays. What's on your wrist?
This?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, actually, this is funny, right? I've been wearing this almost.
Oh, I see it now.
not at work. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not
That's
at work,
cool.
but I wear this like pretty much every day that I go out. Just do whatever. I wear this shit because my mom, shout out to my wonderful, beautiful mother. Shout out to your mom for that matter too, wonderful, beautiful mom. But no, my mom got me this last time she went to Ghana.
Nice.
Yeah, my mom like loves going to Ghana. My mom has been to Ghana, shit, 2 times now, maybe 3. Because you know that ever since my mom retired, she's been fucking going to like all over the damn world. You know that shit, right?
You may have mentioned it, but I wasn't as versed on it. But that's cool.
Yeah, my mom, she goes every goddamn where, and she's been to so many different countries. One of those countries that she went to for the first time, me and my brother were able to go there with her when we went to China. But we talked about that on another episode. That was fun. But I mean, my mom's gone to fucking Prague and France and South America, South Africa. Shit. I mean, been in so many different states. Like I said, been to Ghana twice. I want to say 3 times. She loves Ghana. I keep trying to get other people to come on this motherfucker. We gotta have other people to be on this, and I want to get my mom on here one time so she can, just talk about whatever. We'll be on our behavior a little bit better, our behavior, and we won't necessarily start the episode like we did. The silliness will be there, maybe not so much the vulgarity.
No.
Right. Should either of our moms come on this, and we're gonna be in our best behavior. But I want to get my mom on here so she could, just talk about whatever. And one of the things might be like where she's been, man. She's been in so many different places and stuff. I tell her like, she retired, and she just kind of went buck wild, going wherever, which is a beautiful thing, What was I gonna say? I do joke with her that ever since she retired, because she finds ways to do odd jobs here and there, and then of course my mom being an actor and all that too, and a teacher and whatnot, and with her finding shows to do, teaching, being active in her neighborhood community, shit like that. I'll joke with her. I'm like, you feel like you do more work now than you did when you were working, consistently. She's like, no. Yeah, I was like, I know, I'm joking, but still, But yeah, that's what's on the wrist.
Okay.
Like I said, I wear that basically every time that I'm off and I go out. I'm trying to remember, like, it's almost like keys, phone, credit card. Oh shit, bracelet.
Nice.
I used to do it when I would do plays and shit. I can't necessarily find this stuff anymore. I had this one, as long as it didn't show, I had this one necklace that my favorite teacher gave me, my favorite teacher in high school. It was like the impossible knot from Buddhists and stuff. He wasn't a Buddhist, but he liked a lot of the teachings and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's like, like
Sorry. Yeah.
diamond. It's on a leather strap. That was a long time ago because I was, not too long out of high school. And I would like if I could, I would wear that underneath my costume as long as you couldn't see it.
Nice.
Also, I had a, a leather bracelet, but it was almost like bound by like a metal wire shit. And I would wear that my aunt got me from Cuba.
Yeah.
I wear that shit. And I like now I don't know if I could necessarily wear this under a costume piece. Maybe I could, but I would do that stuff. Like I had done that with a few shows. Like you wear long sleeves or you wear a shirt that looks a certain way, and I found a way to wear that shit to where if people can't see it, because the character ain't gonna wear it, don't wear it. But if people can't see it, it doesn't matter. And I find a way to put the shit on, and it'd be like I got something. Yeah, like shout out to my other best friend Asa when he passed, and they had the slip from his funeral, which was his headshot and the stuff on the back. And there was like a show or two until the paper started getting too worn, and I didn't want it to get fucked up. But I would put it like in a shirt pocket or put it in my pants pocket.
All right.
Yeah, just whenever I was doing something. It's like I said, because if people can't see it, it doesn't matter. And that way, I don't know, it's almost like having a piece of the person with you. And then it's almost like also like it's a cool thing too, because obviously the Asa thing is you passed away, right? But the other thing is like it's a cool thing because it's like my favorite teacher gave me this, and it has a symbolism that he gave me and a few other of my friends that we all like. He liked us, and we were almost part of like this crew, and he gave us all the knot and everything when we graduated and stuff. And then like the like this bracelet came from fucking Cuba. This came from Ghana, shit like that. Yeah. Yeah. I had bracelets for everybody when I did a colored funeral. But they came too late.
Damn.
My mom was afraid. She was like, "You should have sent them to come to the house." And she thought somebody might have like
taken them.
Yeah, or got lost in transit or taken them or something like that. And I was like, no. And they came late. And I was like, I would have never ordered them motherfuckers if they didn't come that late.
Mm-hmm.
But they came a little late. So now I still got them.
Good.
But the hope is, and without giving it away, but I will hopefully see everybody again and give them the bracelets on that time.
Well, yeah. Presumably, you guys still live in the same region.
We definitely still live in the same.
There's no reason you wouldn't see each other again.
You asked me, hey, what's on your wrist? And I went on this whole diatribe. But then I'm over here thinking, I'm like, that's the point of the fucking show.
Yeah, it's a diatribe called Twist. Twist.
You get for making a dumbass joke.
I tongue twisted myself on accident.
You get to making a dumbass
Quest. Yeah, there we go.
Name a song by a Tribe Called Quest.
Can I Kick It?
Name another one.
No.
Because we talked about Can I Kick It? That was good. Name another one.
It'd take me too long to think about it. I ain't gonna sit here and pretend to be like I'm a super fan of A Tribe Called Quest. Now it's stuck in my head.
Can you really not think of another Tribe Called Quest song off the top of your head?
By name?
Because I put you on the spot.
No, that would have been wrong. No.
Fuck, were you
Zingalamaduni, but that's a different group altogether. Arrested Development, I think.
I think you're right. I was going to say that was the Far Side, but that's not the Far Side. I was thinking
they had Drop, though. That was a song.
I was thinking
Side.
I was thinking of Mr. Dabba something. But fuck. No, I know you talking about Drop. Something drop. Yeah, what's that? Mr. Dab. Fuck is that song?
Mr. I believe the kids do it this way. The dab with the head in the hand.
Oh, there it is, Mr. Dabalina by Dale the Funky Homo Sapien. You're like, yeah. Fuck
Sure.
is that?
Oh, for sure, pal. I sure do love that dance. Nah, I've heard other Tribal Quest songs, but they weren't. Did they have a lot of albums before they broke up, or were they like the Fugees, where it was like, "Hey, here's this really big album that got us big, and we're immediately breaking up"?
No, they did. People's Distinctive Travels in the Passive Rhythm, Midnight Marauders,
Okay, I was just making sure.
The Love Something or whatever the fuck. But yeah, that's why I was like, even if you don't know the shit by name, you definitely know
Oh
fucking
yeah,
I'm on a world tour with Muhammad, my man, going each and every place with the mic in my hand.
yeah.
Boom, boom, ba. Yeah, and then check the rhyme, but then wank. That's what I thought you were gonna say. You know, back in the days on the Boulevard of Linden, we used to kick routines into something was Smith, and it was you remember shit? Check the rhyme.
Oh, check the rhyme.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And of course, electrical relaxation. Relax yourself, girl. Please settle down. You know that shit? Relax yourself, girl.
I don't think I know that one.
I can't sing worth shit. You would know it if you heard it. Trust me.
I don't remember it. But well, I'm not gonna lie. Part of me was just like, I don't think Jazz is the best person to try and tune match for recognition.
Hey, is that a very, very friendly, polite way of saying, damn, you can't sing, motherfucker?
You know what?
Yes.
I was about to say something else, but that also could have came off as even worse. I was gonna be like, well, not as good as me, at least. And then I was like, wait, I can't sing that well either, so I guess I am saying you cannot sing.
I was gonna say you can sing better than me, shit.
Well, yeah, but that's still me saying you can't sing. If me singing better than you is still not a good singer.
No, I'm fucking around. No, I can't sing worth shit.
That doesn't stop either of us from doing it.
Yeah, but see, that's why I decided that I made a career path that I rap. Which is funny because the first time when I got into the studio, when I was still making stuff with Same Difference, with shout out to my dude Darius, DJ Bionic, and you get in there and you know what it means to punch in, right? When you're recording shit. No.
Let's say no.
I mean, I'm about to say if you don't, yeah.
No. I'm just saying, let's say no.
So basically, when you record, you try to do it in one take where you get the full feel that you want for the entirety of the verse, let alone the entire track and every verse, chorus, whatever. But that ain't always gonna fucking happen. Pretty much never happens.
Fair.
So yeah, not that it never happens, but for the most of the time it don't. Because you might take a breath. You might not be like, well, I can do that better, whatever fuck. So when you punch in, let's say the line was, I need to go pick up some Skittles. And then, you're like, I can deliver the line Skittles a little harder. So you go back to like the word go, and then you punch in Skittles, right?
Oh, okay.
And then it lines up, I need to go pick up some Skittles, the fuck. It basically, right. So they call it punching in.
Pick up some Skittles. Skittles.
And then you want to pick up, you basically like I want to punch in this line. I want to punch in this word. I want to punch in the rest of the verse from this bar, the fuck. So yeah. And when I speaking of like the reason why I brought this up, talking about me trying to pick up tones and shit. And again, I was greener than motherfucking freshly pruned hedges, goddammit. So we get in this motherfucking booth, and the engineer, this dude, he's helped me so much with learning to be a better rapper and shit. And we get to the part, and we going back on some part I got to punch in, And I'm thinking, oh well, I'm rapping. I don't have to worry about pitch at all. What the fuck? So I can do the part, and I'm like, no, 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 when I rap, he's like, no, 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 and I'm in the headset in the booth, and he's in the other booth, so I can't see him, but I hear him. He's like, no, no, you gotta match your pitch, and I'm thinking, and I swear, like I said, I was green as fuck. My first thought was, I'm a rapper. I don't have to worry about pitch. What the fuck? Now I understand that yeah, if you rap in a certain vocal delivery and a certain tone
or cadence even,
and or cadence, if you rap that way and then you have a different tone, and then they gotta be super melodic, but you got a different tone, it's gonna sound fucking crazy. It's gonna sound because the whole point of punching in is to make it sound like you didn't punch in.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
editing, voiceover, or like re-editing, dub over, or whatever.
Yeah, it's like editing the track like you would a movie. The whole point is if you shoot several different takes of a movie and then splice it together
just dub over the line and stuff. Okay. When you said it at first, you were like, and that's why I did the whole like 80s rap in rock pyre, but I was like, so block the biddle, and you were like, yeah. So I got confused. Okay, so just editing fucking voiceover, editing the vocals. Gotcha.
I did a long way around to basically say that. Yeah. But the whole point of punching in is to make it sound like you didn't punch in. So when dude was like, match your pitch, like I said, now I understand, and I'm so much better about it, and have been better about it when I go into the studio and shit. So like, because it'll sound crazy if you're like, man, give me some water when I go to the park, and it's like, the fuck. Yeah, it just doesn't match up right. But you want to have the same feel, tone, all this shit, and that's why I just think that. And I joke about it every now and then when I go to the studio. One, I'm far from the best, but I'm so impressed with how far I've come. But then also, she is too. But also, when I think about what's the name, going back to the first day where he was like, match your pitch, and I was like, match my pitch.
Me.
It's like, what do you mean match my pitch? And then I remember doing it a few times. And he's like, no, you gotta match your pitch. I tried to do it. No, you gotta match your pitch. And I just wasn't.
Was that it? No.
Right.
I didn't think I was singing. I went to the store to get some Skittles.
I have thought about releasing you doing that. Make me think of auto-tuning and shit, which everybody does now. And I have thought about releasing like an EP of me rapping about street shit and trap shit.
And then just having auto-tune
knowing that
shit.
It's not the case, And then like making this
just make a album that for that album you have a character for, as opposed to like, let's say Slim Shady LP versus Marshall Mathers, we have,
I already thought of the dude too.
Your secret identity being the first one where you're the human, and your superhero persona, Superjaz, is the street hood motherfucker on the second album. No, and then, secret identity, here's me talking about, real life stuff, depression, looking in the mirror and taking myself apart and shit. But what you see the second album, this is the superhero, this is the hard street motherfucker, Superjaz coming in here. I have flying through the sky, you nigga, after I uppercut your ass.
No, but I have thought about and I really for real, I'm like, I don't know if I want to do that. But I have thought about rapping under, because, Eminem obviously wasn't the first to do the whole different persona shit, but I thought about rapping.
But I'm not as much
he's the one
of a rap historian as you, so I went to the
historian, but I guess comparatively.
You know more examples off the top of your head for what I was trying to go for than I do, which is the point I was trying to make.
I'm about to say, based on what the fuck we were playing. But and I was gonna say he's the one that probably made it the most famous anyway. But no, I thought about rapping under a persona on some street shit, some trap street shit, or just street shit in general. And I thought about it, and the dude's name, right, would be Young JT. I'm dead ass serious. I thought about that. and rapping under a persona where I'm rapping about all street shit with the most street ass vibe, trap is a motherfucker, or just street as shit. And it was young JT. I'm over here like spilling all the secret sauce if I decide to do this, but I probably would never actually decide to do it.
Probably do it with a different name at this point, but still do the same thing. My only advice would be if you're gonna do that, you gotta be careful about how much they see your face and you going out here in public doing that. Because if it catches on and people ain't doing their research to go back and see that you a real person, they gonna be thinking, this is him. This is how he is.
Well, and the thing about that too, right, is whatever the fuck I say, I'm definitely not going to cross as far as to talk about certain gang culture or talk about people's like streets and blocks they live on.
Yeah,
I ain't about that life.
Yeah,
Motherfucking squad who actually claim that shit.
Exactly.
Next thing I know, I'm over here at home and I hear. So what would you saying, bro? I ain't ready for that.
Exactly. So that's why I'm like, if you want to do it, you just gotta be careful. But I know you're not stupid enough to think that just because you rap about it, you have to do it either.
Oh, fuck that shit. They rap about shit, and now they're like, well, I have to live up to this lifestyle.
Well, that was fucking, what's his name? Rat Boy.
I was gonna say 6ix9ine.
Yeah, that was what he was saying. He's like, I didn't know. I was a kid. I heard rappers saying it. I thought they was actually doing it, so I started doing it.
6ix9ine, that whole shit was 6ix9ine.
That motherfucker is a character that out of fiction but made into real life. Like that's somebody you'd see as a recurring character on a TV show. He never fucking learns his lesson. He always talks in like all caps especially in his raps and stuff. Everything's capital letters. He's just mad. He is going to he's gonna use the N-word more than I do.
He's not black with a damn.
He is not. He is whiter than the rest of that sign that's not my face. No, he's not. He's like Hispanic. I think. Yeah. But skin tone wise, you look at him, you definitely wouldn't go, that's a black dude. But he don't care. He's gonna use the word. But he just does all this stuff and then he gets arrested. Gets out of jail by allegedly snitching on a bunch of people. And getting them and, getting kind of a plea deal. And when he gets out, the first thing he does is release a song and in the video have a thing of him laughing as he turns into a rat. No lessons learned here. People calling him man, snitch died and all this stuff. But it's hilarious to me because once you have reached that heel status,
lean into it.
That's really if you're trying to have a career, and I'm not saying I think he's a cool person, obviously bad person, I'm calling him a person who never learns anything. Clearly I'm not putting him on a pedestal. I'm just laughing like the rest of the world. Bottom line is he character-wise, but when he took the whole, well shit, people are gonna hate me now. I got two things. I can either profusely apologize and try to turn their opinion back around on me and go on the redemption arc, or I could say, you know what, fuck it, this is what I am now, let's see what we can do. And sure enough, he was able to keep making money when he got out. No lessons learned, except now that he broke up from the original musical partner he had, he's not having as much success.
He's supposed to have, and I believe we talked about it at one point anyway, he's supposed to have claimed at one point both the Bloods and the Crips, I believe, and then the whole thing was that he was on the come up because he had aligned himself with one of the gangs, but it was obvious the gang only used him. People were saying, because they figured, he would give some level of fame.
Wasn't that the whole Treeway thing?
Treyway, yeah. And the fame would bring money, but then, he realized, well, they only were using you. And it's like, yeah, they were using you, bro. You didn't come up with them. And they knew, like me, you weren't about that life.
Yeah.
You just had, a skyrocket to getting some money for them. But then the thing was, he leaned into this shit after a while when he realized, oh, y'all tossed me to the side. He said, all right, well, cool. And then that's when he leaned into, and I would stand by again. And I know we talked about this before, but like I said, I would stand by. He is a bad person, but he is a marketing genius.
Yes.
The man is, when the dude was hiding out because of all the BS that was going on, and he was like the thing that everybody was talking about after all the stuff had blown over with the people he's supposed to be affiliated with and left and all the fallout and all this shit. And as all this shit happened, and all of a sudden he popped out of fucking nowhere on Instagram Live and had the most views on an Instagram Live up to that point. And then catapulted that shit, and I think came up with another video and shit. Although he did get his ass motherfucking like whooped randomly showing up at a goddamn Club Fitness. Did you see that? Did you see that shit? Dudes at the Club Fitness randomly was just stomping his ass and beating him up. And it was like, again, not about that life. I'm not about that life.
No,
Jazz me neither. Is not about that life.
Me neither.
Again, if you listen to my music, because when you come up and rap, we were like probably the last era in rap, and this is no shade to rappers out now, but the last era in rap where it was two things that when I started rapping, I made sure I was going to adhere to. Nobody else writes my bars, no matter how corny they might be. Nobody else writes my bars, and I don't rap about a life I didn't live. So my life is, I grew up in the hood, but I'm not, guys. So
pretty much,
yeah. I'm not though, and I rap about a young black dude trying to make it. Because guess what I know about? Guess what my 32-year-old self knows about? Being a black dude trying to. God damn it! I'm not gonna sit up here on talking about being on the corner, facing ops and all that shit. We don't do that.
I ain't got no ops. Whether in real life or in Call of Duty, black or white. I ain't got no ops.
There's no Call of Duty white ops.
I know, but there's black ops. And there's black and white people.
Is that subtly?
So it's kind of like a...
subtly racist that there's no white ops? Is that subtly racist that there's a Call of Duty Black Ops and not a Call? I just thought about this.
My response was about to be more racist, so I'm not saying. It wasn't real. It was just gonna be like, that's because all whites are. But that's not the case, clearly.
Next thing you know, you just see a SJ. Because oh, but yeah, I just thought about that. I'm like,
that is crazy though.
There's a Call of Duty. Everybody knows Call of Duty Black Ops. Like that's one of the offshoots of Call of Duty. Call of Duty this, Call of Duty that, Special Forces, Black Ops. Like okay, ain't no Call of Duty White Ops.
Well, are there any White Ops anywhere?
In what context? Now, let me stop. Let me see.
See. It's an easy joke to make, but it's not the right joke to make. So we're gonna move on, and I'm just gonna be like, I don't see anything anywhere where in fiction the like special secret forces is known as the White Ops, or any other color than Black Ops.
Is that so? No.
No, it's because darkness.
I don't even get that joke.
No, it's not a joke. I'm answering why it's Black Ops. They operate in the shadows. They're underground. It's dark. You don't want people to see the operations they're doing. Hence Black Ops.
Like being the Batman and shit like that?
Right.
Because Batman doesn't operate in the light.
Often.
Or the daytime.
Correct.
Because he doesn't want people to see him.
You ever seen Invincible?
With motherfucking...
Cartoon?
Oh, I thought you were talking about the fucking football movie with fucking Mark Wahlberg.
There's a football movie with Mark Wahlberg called Invincible?
Is that the name of the? That's the name of the movie about the dude that they had open tryouts, and the dude tried out for the NFL and like got accepted and shit.
Mm.
I'm dead ass serious.
I believe you being serious. I was dead ass serious saying, I don't know.
Hold on. Well, remember your thing.
Yeah.
And that real quick. I'm a Invincible Mark. Yeah, yeah. 2006 film. Yep, sport thriller. Yep, based on a non-fictional story of Vince Papale or Papali, who played for the Philadelphia Eagles from '76 to '78. Yep. Anyway, no, I do not know Invincible. The what the fuck are you doing?
So I rolled my eyes in the back of my head while I was listening to you, and then I was blinking to get rid of the discomfort. Because there's not a lot of comfort in rolling your eyes in the back of your head.
I wouldn't know because I can't fucking do it and never have been able to.
Well, what you do is, like you try to like closing your eyes, and then you open your eyes.
I do closing.
You open your eyes.
That's totally what you say. You try to close in your eyes.
Yeah, you try to close in your eyes, and then you open them while keeping them closed, and you get that.
All right, let's see.
Yeah, open your eyes while keeping them closed. Kinda.
I've always been able to kinda do it. I never could actually do it.
I mean, that's better.
Yeah.
That's better. It hurts though.
That's how I know I'm not doing it right then. Mine felt comfortable.
Weirdo.
You think every time Taker did it, he like was in like slight pain?
Discomfort.
What if he was in pain?
Nah.
If he was
Speaking of the goddamn Undertaker.
Jesus Christ, of course. Go ahead.
Retired Taker remains one of my favorite things going on in this world this day. In a world with very little things that I can be happy that exist outside of like friends and family. Retired Undertaker's cool.
You mean the man that never broke character the second he retired, said fuck it and threw all the shit to the fan? That dude, love that dude. Go ahead.
But still chooses random moments to be in character, so it's still funny. But like I said, because of the whole American badass phase that he had,
which was dope.
Yeah, which was dope to us, not to some others, as I've learned.
Some people didn't like it. Yeah.
But anyway, because he had that phase, that makes this current Taker a lot more easy for people to accept, because that was Bart Calloway pretty much. When you were American Badass Taker. But Texas,
he's supposed to gave somebody
some. Go ahead.
No, I was saying he's supposed to gave somebody some like trophy or award or some shit at some football game.
The Texas Longhorns, they are, a college of notoriety for years when it comes to college football. Had a bit of a decline in how often you saw them recently, but if you ever heard like hook 'em horns and all that shit, or like OU, Oklahoma, I think their fiercest rival is the fucking Longhorns to my knowledge. Like they have like OU sucks chance that they feel like they're mandatory to yell when that kind of shit happens. I could be wrong about the city, but I'm pretty sure it's Texas. Anyhow, earlier this season, you've heard of Alabama University, right? In college football.
Yeah.
Okay. And the reputation they have.
The letters are, the colors are red and blue.
Definitely red. Crimson even. They're the Crimson Tide.
Okay, I'm thinking something. Anyway, okay.
Yeah, so, but you've heard of Alabama.
I don't know what the reputation is, though.
Oh, they're the Patriots college football for the past X amount of years. In the sense that they win all the time. Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said the most of the Patriots go from them, but you're saying they win all the time.
Oh, no, they get a lot of good players. And there are some players in the NFL that go there, but no, there's this guy, Nick Saban, who's the coach there, who for a while was winning like a championship every other year or stuff. And there was a good period of time where people were wondering if there was a curse between him, or not a curse, but like some kind of thing between him and Bill Belichick where they couldn't win a championship in the same year. But it was like if the Patriots lost, Bama won, and if Bama won, Patriots, or Bama lost, Patriots won.
Sports fans and they love of like everything being a curse, and some people say it as a joke, of course.
It made me start. It made me start rooting for Alabama for a little bit, if for no other reason that it meant that the Patriots had a chance of losing that year. That's right. I'm that petty with it. Fuck you. Anyway, anyway, Alabama, they're always in the running. There's a thing going on with them right now that pissed a lot of people off. But earlier this season, Juggernaut Alabama, being what they are, having the reputation that they have, going to Texas. And I think I mentioned it on the show, but Texas gets a visit in the locker room from one retired Undertaker, who gives them a motivational speech and allegedly tells them to make sure that Alabama rests in peace, or some kind of similar shit. And they're like, yeah! Now, when the goddamn Undertaker tells you to win a football game, good sir, you go out there and you win that goddamn football game. And Texas upset Alabama earlier this year. Pass.
I mean, it's a requirement.
Yeah. Past Saturday, Texas has a championship game for their conference or some shit, or a bowl game or a bowl qualifying game to qualify for the college playoffs. And I think it's the Big 12 championship. Either way, Taker is present to give the belt to the winner, and he gives some kind of speech beforehand, again, to pump up the players. And whether or not he literally said it, I haven't seen the speech, but according to my roommate, he once again told the opponents to rest in peace. And again, if the Undertaker comes out here and tells you to win a goddamn football game, you go out and you win that goddamn football game. And so he gave the trophy, which was a WWE special edition, like Big 12 championship belt, to the MVP, the player of the game when they won.
That's dope.
Mm-hmm.
That's dope. What else?
Taker just showing up, win your fucking football game.
Randomly doing that.
Yes, sir, Undertaker, sir. I'm like, if this is just what Taker does, it just shows up at sporting events now to motivate people to win out of nowhere, I'm here for it.
I let down, and I mean, who knows what else? Do you think things would have been if they lost? If they found a way to lose that game?
Cool, Undertaker came. Well, not it's like cool, Undertaker came, and let's make fun of the Longhorns for losing. Or some people being like, how can you lose when you got the Undertaker in the building?
It's much more of a story behind it.
Yeah.
When Taker says, make them rest in peace, or you actually upset them. Yeah, that's true.
There's more entertainment value in the victory by the will of the Undertaker. And if it doesn't work, it's not Undertaker's fault at this point. It's your fault. You let the Undertaker down.
Is he's like one of the last wrestlers now that, retired or whatever, that people who don't watch wrestling still know who he is.
Mm-hmm. Because it's the goddamn Undertaker.
Yeah, because I would say CM Punk, but there's a lot of people who still don't know who CM Punk is.
Oh, yeah, like this girl at my job earlier. I was talking about CM Punk with another guy. He's like, did you hear that Punk came back? I'm like, yes, it was like 4 weeks ago. But
4 weeks, it was 2 weeks.
But I'm like, yeah, I heard about it, and that was cool. And this girl's like, what? Who the hell? I'm like, oh, pro wrestling. What? Oh, wrestling. Okay. Okay, yeah. Nope, it's CM Punk. He's a wrestler.
That's one thing how we're getting older if we are already up there compared to other people, because actually Ibn, shout out to Big Bro, I forgot what we were even talking about, but we were talking about something that he randomly was like, man, we're old, man. And I was like, yeah, And then, you talk about wrestling, it made me think, like, if you think about back in the Attitude Era, late 90s and shit, you talked about wrestling and shit. Every fucking body knew and talked about wrestling. Nowadays, you talk about wrestling shit and people are like, huh? What? Or the fact that I'm a grown ass man and I like it, you even more so get side. Not as much as you did get weird looks about being a grown ass man liking wrestling in
I'm about to say
2000s. In the late 2000s and the early 2010s. You a grown ass man liking wrestling. What the fuck is wrong with you? Nowadays, not as much. Now it's just like a what? Okay, whatever. Of course, the first thing the GM in my job says, well, I've been in my job about a year and a half now, but a few months in, and we were talking about something, and the GM overheard me talking about wrestling, and I said I like it, and she goes, it's fake, right? It's like, yes. Everybody loves to say that shit. It's like, yes. She's like, I'm just making sure it's fake. It's like, yes, I know it's fake. It's the one thing everybody. It's like, yes. It's like, no shit that when this small ass dude throws all his might and punches this fucking dude who's 2 feet taller than him, and the dude goes, oh shit, and then fucking falls, hit the ropes, bounces all around, and then gets right the fuck back up, and he hits him again, and now he's down, and this little small ass dude pins him. Yeah, that's believable. Okay. Or the fact that like a dude could get hit with a fucking chair with all his might, and then the dude gonna get right the fuck back up. I'll believe that shit.
I mean, yeah. Maybe not if they get hit in the head, but they'll get up. Them wrestlers,
they're resilient as shit. Yeah, well, no, I'm not taking that away from them. But okay, well, how about this? This dude ain't gonna fucking throw you on the ground, kick you, run and then jump over you again, and then fall on you with his elbow, and that's gonna make you fucking stay down for 20 seconds, a minute.
Out cold. What if he hits you in the heart?
The heart punch.
And then you have to go to the. Was that a punch? I'm talking about the elbow drops.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the heart punch back in the day.
Nah, the heart stopper elbows.
Somebody had a heart punch back in the day. I forgot who it was.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but I was talking about specifically with elbow drops. The Dolph Ziggler, Jerry the King Lawler moment.
Yeah, a scary moment.
Where elbow drops literally caused a heart attack.
But it was also repeated elbow drops too, though.
And he's an old man who probably hasn't had the best health history, wasn't in the best shape, let's be honest. There's a lot of factors that probably played into it. However, end of the day, elbow meets chest, surprise heart attack. Also, did you know, sometimes, they mentioned this with the Damar Hamlin thing, if you remember that from last year. He was a Buffalo Bills player. He almost died on the field.
Still haven't seen the clip and don't want to, but I've heard about it, of course.
But yeah, he got hit. It was a relatively routine tackle. That's the crazy thing about it. It's just he got hit at the right spot, at the right time, and the right rhythm to make his heart stop.
God, that's scary.
And so, you get that crit elbow drop, you could have that situation.
All right, well, how about this? I know that it's fake that if a dude throws you on the ground and then fucking does a full breakdance move and runs all around and then falls just like on you with his almost like a chop from the fucking side of his fucking hand, you're gonna first stay down for the whole thing, and then he's gonna keep you down longer. Come on now.
How hard did he slam you, and did he crit with the hit on the top? You keep using attacks. You don't use the silly shit like the undead zombie man striking people with lightning.
If I grab you by your arm and I pull hard in this direction, speaking of Undertaker, right? Pull you hard in this direction, you're not gonna keep running in that direction, hit the ropes, turn around, and come back to me.
Well, momentum.
You're not gonna keep going in that direction to the point
That's
where
what momentum is. An object in motion.
No, Pete. No. Because you might go forward a little bit. You're not going forward 15.
These are some really strong motherfuckers.
That'll make you keep running 10, 15 feet.
Yeah, because they're strong.
Then run, turn, not hit forward, turn and come back.
It's in the realm of disbelief that is
You know
suspendable.
shit right now with what you're saying. You know
I'm
you are.
saying you
You
can
know
make
what you're
up,
saying is
you can
shit.
still say stuff. I can't explain the undead zombie man with the lightning powers that you refuse to reference, or the
Uh,
fire
some,
demon, or the fire
some,
demon, or the
some people,
leprechaun. Would you
some
like to
people,
talk about the leprechaun? Would you like to
some
talk
people.
about all the other obviously fake shit that you don't even have to talk about physics and don't have no actual scientific response for?
Some people believe in the occult and that maybe there could be someone out there that if some people believe in reincarnation. Reincarnation. And people believe in the occult so that demons might actually exist and one day roam the world and may already even be here. So
Oh
people
yeah,
believe
that's
it.
some people believe. I was telling you, citing instances and using stuff of injuries that could occur from attacks.
Anyway, all of this to say that when people say it's fake, and that's the one thing everybody always says, and it's like no shit is fake.
Yeah.
Thing I always say is it's presented in a fashion to be real. And
So's your
yes,
favorite show.
that's the one thing I always say. It's like, yeah, the injuries and all that shit and the pain and everything is real, definitely. But no, it's presented in more of a realistic fashion, but it's just as fake as what, like Breaking Bad.
It's live theater.
Exactly. It's fight choreography. We are watching a show that is fight choreography.
It's a show about people fighting and excuses to make the people fight. At the end of the day, you just want to see some fights between people, and the in between, you may want to know why are they fighting.
Right.
Sometimes the personalities are big enough and their reputations are big enough where you don't need to know why they're fighting, aside from, well, we just really want people just really want to see these two fight, and here it is. And that usually leads to reasons later why they would be fighting. Because a lot of times, like, two faces will square off, get up, do the handshake, and then like 6 months later, they're the most bitter enemies because whoever lost that first time, it was like, oh yeah, we're cool. 6 months later, 5 months ago, Wembley Stadium, we stood in that ring, you and me, and lost it, and you pitted me while the crowd around chanting your name, playing your music. That was about to be my moment, type shit. And there you go. So but it still plays into that whole. Now these two motherfuckers is fighting again, and now you know why they're fighting again. And it's
And
just yeah.
because I was gonna say because the fact that it's choreographed, yeah, people do get really fucked up. But because of the fact that it's choreographed, so they can go ahead and sustain, being healthy and not hurt as more often than other contact sports. It's more sustainable that you can watch these people fight, quote unquote, on a consistent basis compared to like boxing. You ain't gonna see the same motherfuckers weekly getting in the ring with some boxing or some UFC. No, that's some shit that's gonna happen every few months, and it not always gonna be the same fucking people. That's why it's so, especially when boxing and UFC is like big and it's going. It's never like I said. It's every few months and it's not always the same people. And that's always why it's a big fucking deal because you don't always see these motherfuckers. But with wrestling, I can see the people like when Stone Cold was doing this thing, when The Rock was doing this thing, when Cena was doing this thing. I can see them on a weekly basis, doing their shit. That's nothing that adds to wrestling. Is like you say, I just want to see two motherfuckers fight. You about to sneeze?
I'm listening.
Oh, okay. I wonder why you making that face.
My knee.
Oh shit. Well, you want to see two motherfuckers fight? I can see two motherfuckers fight, and even my favorite two motherfuckers fight on a consistent basis too. So that also adds to the fun of it. Because it's like, yeah, I know it's fake or choreographed, but if it feels that need of me seeing two muscle bound grown ass dudes whoop each other's ass on a consistent weekly basis, right? Like,
Or
so there
women.
you go. Or women for that matter, right? Women killing it within the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years. They letting them really shine and they fucking taking the ball and running, goddamn it. What's a show that you really like to watch that, because we talk so much about wrestling and shit. What's a show you really like to watch that's not wrestling? Or anime?
A show that's not wrestling or anime.
Like Omari watches.
A lot these days. Eh?
Just likes like recent ish. And you've got to be right now, just recent ish.
I just finished this cartoon that's recent-ish. I think it came out within the last 10 years. I may be wrong. I don't remember how long the memes were out, but it's based off of a comic. It's called Invincible. It
Tell me about it.
So it's like a superhero parody, not parody deal. Like it's one of those things where it has a comic feel to it because they have a superhero tropes and stuff, and like clear parodies of superheroes in like the early episodes, like a fake Justice League. There's a Batman, but he's like a black dude, but he's still the gadget guy, dark blood or some shit. There's like a Flash, Red Rush, and shit like that. There's other characters. You may have heard of the character Omni-Man or seen him mentioned recently.
I have.
He is pretty much that show's Superman. And also, they say it in the first episode, he's also the father of the main character. Who, you know, eventually may or may not have the name Invincible as his superhero name. And have the name Mark, which I thought was funny when you typed Invincible Mark into Google and somehow that other movie came up first as opposed to Mark Grayson, you know, Invincible. Because there were a lot of memes with that Omni-Man shit. Or with
Did
Invincible.
You see what I was typing?
I heard you say. You said it out loud as you typed it. As you typed, you said
this, and it just happened.
Yeah, as you typed, you were like, let's see, Invincible Mark. Oh, there it is. You probably started to type Wahlberg, but all I heard was Invincible Mark. I was like, oh, funny you would type that and the connection. But yeah.
But Invincible's pretty good.
Invincible's it's solid. I liked it. It has some funny moments. It has a decent enough. I was spoiled on a couple plot points because of the memes over the years. But at the same time, said spoilers didn't ruin the experience for me. It just lessened it.
I was gonna say Invincible came out 2021.
Oh. 2021.
Mark Grayson is just like every guy his age, except
they may spoil stuff from the series in the synopsis.
Yeah, well, you said it. They say it the first episodes.
Well, I don't know what all that synopsis says. That's why I was trying to go down.
But yes, you were talking about it's recent-ish within the last 10 years. It's like, nah, bro, that is 2 years ago. So
okay, that is recent-ish then. 2 years ago. Yeah, I just watched it over the past week and a half or so.
And so when you say parody, is it like straight up comedy, or is it just like
it has serious story aspects to it. It's just it presents itself as a parody to start, but it has enough lighthearted fun with the series. Like you will find yourself laughing. It's not like some just straight up die fest with like some other series that I was eventually planning on rewatching the first season of, but I've been spoiled on things from the second season because I was going to rewatch the first season so I could watch the second season. But apparently something happened in a recent episode of it. I know you said not anime, but something happened in a recent episode of a particular anime that led to a lot of people bitching on Twitter, even though I wasn't in that circle. It just got into my circles and posts. No, I know stuff about One. I don't get spoiled on One Piece. I'm up to date.
Full Metal Alchemist?
Jujutsu Kaisen.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Apparently, at the second season is both good and for a lot of people a little too much.
some shit happens and everybody was like, so it was controversial. It was a split. Some
I've
people like
seen well, this one I've seen a lot more. There were a lot of like split things and memes about other things that happened this season, but this one seemed to be one where I actually saw people talking about quitting the series.
how many episodes in? Do you remember?
Nope.
Because I'm like, damn, it's the second season. They already talking about fuck.
I
Damn.
mean, the manga's still going, so clearly still has a fan base, and we'll probably get a third season and stuff. But this is the only time I've seen the discourse about it. And remember, negative comments speak loudest and all that stuff. So take with that what you will, but usually, even for the vocal minority, even for the vocal people to be the minority, you still may not even see them or hear them. They gotta be loud enough for you to hear them, and they're now loud enough for me to hear. Does that make sense? The vocal minority is now loud enough for me to hear.
No, the vocal minority got more vocal.
Mm-hmm.
Basic for whatever that's worth. Yeah. No, that actually makes a lot of sense. Damn.
And that's me assuming optimistically that it is a vocal minority.
And not
because I haven't seen it for myself, but I saw a couple clips just scrolling through Twitter that like without audio, but just like or screenshots, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Out of context, without giving it away, and if it gives it away, fuck it. But out of context, without giving it away, do you agree that it was too much?
No.
Okay.
Because it's what people want out of shows these days. That's why I also think it'll be fine. That's why I'm also assuming it's a vocal minority.
Okay.
Because it's what people like.
Because I had gotten forgotten about this show. Obviously watched the first season and loved it. Like I thought that it was.
Yeah, we watched it for my channel. Go catch that video. Oh, oops.
You see, I was gonna skate by and not.
I might as well mention it. We went this far.
I totally was gonna skate by and not say it, but anyway, yeah, we watched it for your channel, and for whatever reason we got busy. Shit happened, didn't get released. We reviewed it, whatever. But I watched the first season, and it wasn't necessarily an anime that I would have tracked down. But I mean, I did love Yu Yu Hakusho back in the day, so it's not like I don't like animes that have like a spooky, eerie edge to them. Just not necessarily my go-to. But I do like shit that has supernatural fighting and a superhero-ish edge to it. And there is a superhero-ish edge to it and supernatural fighting. I liked the first season.
It was solid enough. And there's a couple characters in that first season that I liked. So that was cool. And I will eventually watch the second season and decide for myself. But I
got so busy.
Yeah. I will say, because I realize my being vague and me saying it's what people like these days makes me sound like one of those people. No, it's nothing political. It's a story trope that people like. And I don't want to spoil, because it's not that big of a deal, but it's a spoiler, so I'm not doing it. But
speaking of political shit that is coming out, I'm not going to go into it. I'm not going to go into it. But speaking of political shit, that is that somebody, not you or me, that somebody would be like, "This people like these days." It's a whole movie that is coming out that I couldn't believe when I saw my trailer, and I'm going to leave it vague as fuck on purpose, and we could talk about it off because. But that was definitely some shit where I was like, "Whoa, they're making that," but hey, the First Amendment. That's Vegas fuck on purpose. Viewers, my apologies, but I'll tell you off camera because I don't even want to be associated with what can of worms that can open up. But what you said made me think of that, even though I hadn't. Anyway, all that being said, speaking of opening up can of worms, go ahead and open up the can of worms, or just open up my other socials and follow us on our respective various social media platforms. So anywhere you stream your music. As I said, I am a rapper. So go ahead and look me up on the streaming platforms under the name Superjaz. That is going to be spelled SUPERJAZ. Superjaz. Look up my debut solo album I dropped back in 2021 called My Secret Identity. You might have to put in Superjaz, my secret identity, since I'm not that famous yet. Also, go ahead and look me up on Twitter under the name Superjaz2. So that's Superjaz number 2. And of course, on Instagram under the name Forever Superjaz. The word forever is spelled correctly. One last little thing. If you want to stay up to date on all things with a production company that I started back in June. I started a production company for theatrical plays called Aquarian Rising Productions. Go ahead and like that page on Facebook. There's going to be some things coming for 2024. And I am actually I'm doing all the behind the scenes legwork right now to make Aquarian Rising Productions legit. And I mean, we won't go too far into it till it's done. But basically, Uncle Sam gonna be recognizing your boy. I'll leave it like that. So go ahead, stay up to date with all things Aquarian Rising Productions by liking that page on Facebook. That's Aquarian, not Aquarius. Where can they find you, sir?
Oh, you guys know where you can find me. First off, you can find me here every week, every Wednesday on the Whatever We Want podcast. You can also find me elsewhere on YouTube on the channel Feo Grande. That's Feo Grande. Got a couple shows over there that I do weekly as well with my good friend and a good friend at the show, Bill Smith.
Bill.
Indeed. Shout outs to Bill, indeed. You've been shouting out each other for a while, actually, talking about wrestling and stuff. Wonder if that'll ever come into play. But the bottom line is we're over there talking about, we don't talk about wrestling on that channel, or do we? We have a show on Tuesdays called This Guy Hasn't Seen, where we trade movies back and forth. I believe this week was Paid in Full. And I believe that means next week is Star Wars: The Rise of Skywalker.
Really? Of all the Star Wars movies, not that I'm mad. I'm just saying I would.
The premise of the show.
I had to find one that one of y'all hadn't seen.
The premise of the show is this guy hasn't seen.
That's the last one, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so of course, the only one that one of y'all hadn't seen.
Have you seen that one?
I have. It's been so long, but I have yet.
Okay. See, I think, you know what, you can watch the review. You can watch the review.
I can finally watch the motherfucking review, yes.
Yes. Anyway, I also have a show on Saturdays that I do with Bill called You Don't Watch Sports. Yep. Where we, talk three topics covered by two guys to help you sprinkle some sports information into some conversations out there. We're your guarding. We're awesome. That's what we are. And we're also your guiding light through sports conversations. Anyway, I have a Twitter and Twitch, Giotavi, Giotavi. Come on in, stop on by.
Well, whether it be about insert thing that we talked about various topics throughout the episode because I could go back and reminisce but don't feel like it. What are we gonna talk about next time?
Whatever we want.
Be nice to yourself, everybody.
Happy, damn it. Adiosness.